Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tips. My name is Julian, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about players that you can consider dropping ahead of week 5 of the fantasy hockey season. Before we get started, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Just hit 2,000 subs, which makes me so happy. So keep subscribing, guys. Really makes my day. Moving on now, let's get right into the content. And let's start with some forwards, and the first forward that I would definitely consider dropping is Andrew Mangiapane. The guy started off the season on an insane hot streak. The dude's shooting percentage was absolutely crazy, was scoring goals left and right. But let's be real, guys. Mangiapane, he's finally come down to earth, and he's not going to be a guy who's scoring goals like every single game. He's going to get a point every 2-3 games or so, and he's not worth rostering in the majority of leagues. Like, let's be real, he plays on a line with Milan Lucic and Dylan Dubé. It's not exactly a superstar line, and therefore you cannot expect too much from Mangiapane. Next, I have Joel Farabee, and I have a little bit of an asterisk next to his name because I really do like Philadelphia's schedule this week for those Wednesday and Friday off nights. So if you do have Joel Farabee, I would hang on to him until after Friday's game because there's not a lot of players that play on Wednesday and Friday. So if you do have Farabee, you might as well wait and see how he does Wednesday and Friday before dropping him. That being said, the dude's on a 7-game pointless streak, and he's really not playing well. And I'm not going to keep a guy like that on my team when you could be adding someone who's actually going to produce. Players that are ice cold like that are really hard to hold on to. Next, I have Anthony Mantha, who recently underwent shoulder surgery, and he's out indefinitely. So realistically, this guy could miss the rest of the season, and he's still owned in 45% of leagues. I get it. If you have the IR space, you might as well hold on to this guy until you need that IR space. But realistically, if you don't have the IR space and you're still holding on to Anthony Mantha, you should not be doing that. He's just wasting a roster spot for you. Next, I have Tim Stützle of the Ottawa Senators, and I had some high hopes for him this year, but he's just not producing. He's playing on a third line, which I don't like, with Tierney and Kelly, and he is getting top power play time, but he's really not doing enough to be rostered in almost 50% of leagues. He's not shooting that much anymore either, so I just don't see a very high ceiling for him night to night, and Ottawa's really just not doing well. Next is my Manscaped must-trim player of the video, JT Compher. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code word FANTASYTIPPED at manscaped.com. That's 20% off, guys, and free shipping at manscaped.com with the code word FANTASYTIPPED. Unlock your confidence and use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Guys, the holiday season is approaching, so get your Christmas shopping done early at manscaped.com. Use that code word FANTASYTIPPED. You'll get 20% off. You'll get free shipping. Thank you so much, guys. With all the injuries in Colorado, Compher was elevated to kind of a higher role. He was playing on the first and second line at times, but now he's back to centering the third line in Colorado, which is not a very good line. He should still be getting some top power play time, but that's not enough to be rostering Compher in 39% of leagues. He's not going to get a lot of points from here on out. Jumping into some defensemen now, and first I have Justin Faulk of the St. Louis Blues. He doesn't have any points since Game 2 of the season. He is seeing some power play 2 times, so I'm not dropping him in like the deepest of leagues, but right now Faulk is only good for peripherals. So if you're in a hitting league, he's hitting a decent amount, he's blocking an okay amount, and he's shooting the puck a little bit as well. So if you're in the kind of league that you're okay with just peripherals, then Faulk is someone you can hold. Otherwise, if you're expecting points from Justin Faulk, he's not someone who's going to get you a lot of those. Next, I have Samuel Girard of the Colorado Avalanche. And Colorado, to start off, has a terrible schedule next week. They don't play until Friday. They play only Friday and Saturday next week. And, well, Girard just has not been producing this season. Right now, he's manning the second power play with Devon Toews. And that second power play is not getting as much ice time as they did last season. And overall, Girard just is not producing. He's not getting as much ice time, and he's just not really even putting up peripherals, which is why I don't like him. And even when Makar comes back, it looks like it's probably going to be Girard that's pushed off the power play altogether because Bowen Byram is playing so well. Next, I have Keith Yandle of the Philadelphia Flyers, and I really liked Yandle at the beginning of the season, but I told you guys that he's this power play guy. His points will come like 90% on the power play. He's not really good for anything else. So Philly, right now, they're not using him on their power play, which is really worrisome, right? I don't like dropping Yandle, but if Philly's not going to start using him on their power play soon, Yandle is someone that we're going to have to consider dropping. This week, I'm not dropping him until at least Friday because of Philadelphia's nice schedule, but he's someone that we have to maybe consider starting to drop after this week because Philadelphia just isn't using him on the top power play, which in my opinion is really dumb. Next is Vince Dunn of the Seattle Kraken, and Seattle is still not giving this guy top power play time, which really limits his value. Vince Dunn is not putting up really any peripherals either, and he's not putting up points, so he's a very easy drop for me. Next is Matt Grzelcyk of the Boston Bruins, and it looks like they're finally starting to give him second power play time, but unfortunately the second power play doesn't get a lot of time in Boston. Grzelcyk was someone who had a lot of potential coming into the season. Boston could have given him top power play time like they did a lot of last year. Unfortunately, that has not happened. McAvoy has been that guy, and that's not going to change, guys. Grzelcyk is an easy drop to me. Unless McAvoy gets injured, Grzelcyk really has limited value. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.